Welcome to the Let's Talk About It podcast. I'm your host, Di McMath. The hardest conversations are often the ones we avoid. Join me as I chat with everyday people having thought-provoking conversations on some taboo topics. So let's talk about it. In today's episode of Let's Talk About It, I sit down with energy healer, author, and former paramedic Lynne Heuermann from Angel Speak, who as a young child thought that communicating with spirits was just something that everyone experienced. From navigating and mastering her natural-born gifts to experiencing vivid encounters with spirits whilst on the front line as a paramedic, Lynne opens up about what it means to feel, hear, and know things beyond the physical. We explore a whole array of what many people have often wondered, what happens when we die, and the profound comfort that can come from connecting with those on the other side. As a warning disclaimer, some of the topics in this episode can be confronting and may be triggering for some. With that in mind, viewers' discretion is needed, and it's only recommended for viewers and listeners over 18 years of age. Join me as I chat with my friend and former paramedic colleague, Lynne, as we chat about life, death, and everything in between and beyond. So one thing that I wanted to ask you was, were you born with this gift?
I believe I was,
Yeah.
but I believe I wasn't really open to it, probably until my later life. I did see things when I was younger. I did feel things, but I probably wouldn't call myself a psychic.
So when you say you saw things and you felt things and stuff when you were younger, did you think you were seeing things, or did you believe that you were psychic?
I just thought it was normal.
What everybody saw.
Yeah, and no, not really.
So talk to me about that, because your family, so who have you got in your family?
Okay, so when I was growing up, it was my mum and dad.
Yeah.
I'm the oldest. My sister Debbie is 15 months younger than me.
Yeah.
My younger sister Karen is 7 years younger than me.
Right.
So seems you're the dog, the crazy dog.
And do you all have the gift?
No.
So who does?
Me.
That's you.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. My younger sister was very switched on when she was younger, and she would know things about people. And when she was probably about 5 years old, we were all out at mum and dad's friends at a barbecue, and she looked at one of my mum's friends and she goes, "Mummy, she is not a nice lady. You need to keep away from her." 5 years old. As it was, she was right.
Yeah.
Later on in life, that woman did turn out to be very nasty towards my mother, tried to sort of, come between her and dad, and was just really not a nice lady. But Karen knew that when she was 5. She just looked her up and down and no, I don't like you.
So did Karen not pursue or not accept?
She did for a while. She used to, she was into more not so much Wicca, what do you call it? Like spell casting and that sort of thing. Witchcraft, yeah. Nice, in the light type stuff. So she used to do that probably in her 20s, and that's it. She's very practical now. If she watches this, she will be laughing.
Really?
Yeah. Has totally switched off from anything psychic, intuitive, supernatural, whatever, which is a shame because I think her gift was probably stronger than mine.
Yeah. Did she have a bad experience and that's why she stopped, or you don't know?
I actually don't know. She was all for it at one stage and then, no, I don't believe in that anymore.
Okay.
So
what do the rest of your family think about your gift?
Well, let's see. Back in the day when I started, so I was probably, it was 25 years ago.
Yeah.
And I did a Reiki course, and it really, really opened me up, and I started seeing things and knowing things, and started doing readings for people with my tarot cards. I thought that's what they call them. People go, "Oh yeah, you're pretty good at this."
Yeah.
My mum thought it was awesome.
Yeah.
My mum's from UK. She had plenty of those stories growing up.
Yeah.
And thought, oh my gosh, this is amazing. So she used to get readings from me and tell people about me.
Awesome.
My dad thought it was all woo-woo, didn't want to have a bar of it.
Yeah.
And my sister's more interested now, but not so much back then. And everyone else thought, oh yeah, that's a bit weird.
Okay.
Lynne's a different one. Been with black sheep of the family.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Proud of it.
So it was like, yeah, it was no one understood it.
Yeah.
They just thought I was just different.
Yeah.
So that was difficult, but I thought, oh, you know what?
Yeah. You are who you are.
So
You
that's it.
accept it. Yeah. So what sort of age did you like fully get into it?
So I would have been
Or accept it yourself, you know?
probably my late 20s, early 30s before I really started getting into it. And the reason I did, well, no, I was always into it.
Yeah.
So I was always into it. I was like, Mum had this psychic friend of hers called Monica, and she was hilarious. She used to wear a wig and she'd do a reading for you, and she'd like pull the wig back, scratch her head, and pull the wig back down. And I'd think, oh my God, that's so weird. But I thought, oh my God, she's so amazing. And I think I had my first reading at 17.
Yeah.
And I just loved it. I thought,
Yeah.
this is amazing. I love this. And I remember Monica saying to me quite early on, you know, you have a bit of a gift, but I don't know if you're ever going to use it to its full capacity. And I'm like, what? What does that mean?
Yeah.
So that intrigued me. I
Yeah.
wanted to know more. But when I guess really started opening up was when my daughter was born. And we were in the hospital. She was 4 weeks early, so there was drama and there was, you know, craziness going on around it. And so I literally gave birth to her, and she was whipped away and everyone left. I had a whole team of people around me, and then Glenn, everyone just left. And I was there by myself. Okay, so what just happened? And it was strange. And the nurse popped her head in. She goes, oh, your mum's out here. Do you want her to come in? I said, yeah, that'd be great, because I was feeling quite lonely. Anyway, you know the delivery doors are the big swinging doors. So you have to really push them to sort of get them to open. So I'm lying in the bed and one side of the delivery door just opened, and I went, oh, Mum? And I'm looking around. There's no one there. I felt a presence. I felt like there's someone here, but I couldn't see it. I could just really feel it. And anyway, next thing my mum come in and we started chatting. It was all forgotten.
Yeah.
But because Jade was 4 weeks early, we had to stay in hospital for 2.5 weeks. It was awful. And during that time, I noticed a lot of strange things. Like I'd be sitting in the bed at night. I only noticed it at night. I didn't notice it through the day, but I think it was so noisy and busy through the day. But I'd be sitting there. I'd have Jade next to me or sitting next to me, and I'd feel like someone was watching me. And then it'd feel like, it was it was disconcerting.
Yeah.
And then it would feel like they literally come into the room, and I could feel them standing there and I couldn't see anything. And I'm thinking, is this my baby brain? Is this because I've just had a baby and I've had a meltdown somewhere in my brain? And then the bed would sink down like someone had sat on it. And I'm thinking, okay, that's a bit physical for this baby brain excuse that I'm having.
Yeah.
And then Jay had a dummy, so I had the dummy in the cot because if I needed it, it was right there. She didn't have it all the time, but when she started crying, I'd give it to her. And then the dummy would be on the windowsill, ready to be in the bathroom next to my toothbrush. And it would move around. And I'm thinking, what is going on?
Wow.
But that presence was there the whole time I was in hospital. And I thought, maybe it's just a hospital thing.
Which there probably would be a lot of spirits in hospitals.
Yeah, exactly. So I was aware of it. It freaked me out. But I thought, do you know what? I'm going home soon. Let's just forget about it. So the day came, packed Jade in the car, and we drove home. Guess what happened that night? Someone was watching me, and particularly around Jade. If I went into her room, it was like someone was standing in the room with me. I walked into her room, and in her cot, I had like a mobile on top of it, and I had the windows and the door shut in her room. I walk in there, and it was like someone smacked the mobile, and it would start going crazy and shaking. It was almost like, hey, I'm here. Hey, I'm here. What? Anyway, I changed Jade. I think, oh, Jesus, what's going on? And I'd go and sit in the lounge room and, I'd be feeding her. And I'd feel the presence. It was like it would walking around. I could sense where it was. And then it would sit next to me. And I'm like, that's fine.
Yeah.
Fuck. It was very, and I know
So it was not a nice energy.
Well, I wasn't sure. I just knew that it was there. I couldn't see it. So that scared me. And anyway, I thought, okay, I had a German Shepherd Cross Blue Heeler Sabre. He was the best dog ever and super, super protective. I thought, okay, this thing's really bad. If I bring the dog in, the dog will go off and maybe it'll scare him away. And I felt him. So I brought the dog in. The dog sat down and looked at it, cocked his head, sat down next to me. And I thought, well, must be okay. So he lived with me for a year.
Really?
Yeah, I would feel him walking around the house. I would going to get Jade. I'd start, hey, how you going? Get Jade. But it was funny. I always felt safe putting Jade back in her cot, knowing he was standing there. So I subconsciously, I must have known he's not that bad.
Yes.
And he would, I love books and I'd read all the time. And he kept moving my books around or taking the bookmark out and changing where I was up.
So you had a bit of a sense of humour.
He had a bit of a sense of humour. He was a little bit naughty in the end. Yeah. So anyway, I went back to see Monica. And as soon as I walked in and sat down, I just went for a reading.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to say anything about said spooky in the house. And I sat down and she goes, oh, you've brought someone home from the hospital when you had Jade. And I'm looking around going, what? Anyway, she said, this guy, he's an older guy. I can't remember what his name was now, but she did tell me his name. He died of cancer. He got lost once he passed. When you have a baby, apparently there's a lot of light around. So he's seen the light. He's come in. He quite liked me. And he thought, oh, I'm just going to hang out with her. Oh. So he come home with me. She said, but he has to go. And I, okay. I had no idea what was going on. So she moved him on to the light. Now, he didn't want to go at first. He got quite upset with her. And she just kept talking to him saying, you have to go. You can't stay. You're draining their energies. It's not fair on them. New mum. And I was exhausted.
Yeah.
But you think, I've just had a baby. So, yeah. But super, super exhausted. I kept getting sick. And I didn't realise that's what happens when you have a spirit around you all the time, even though he was nice.
Yeah.
Anyway, she moved him on. So that was the first time I saw a spirit get moved on.
Yeah.
And I went home. He was gone. That was it.
Jeez.
I never felt him around again.
Yeah.
And I thought, wow, what was that? So that really got me interested.
Yeah.
But then doing the Reiki course really opened me up to start using the gifts that I had and start developing them. So, yeah, it was quite a journey.
So is there one so there's clairvoyance, Claire? Do you want to tell me all of them?
Sure. So there's clairvoyance, and they're all French. So clairvoyance is clear seeing.
Yeah.
Clairaudience is clear hearing.
Yeah.
Claircognizance is clear knowing. Clairsentience is clear feeling.
Yeah.
Clairsalience is clear smelling. And clairgustance is clear tasting.
Right.
So they run along your physical senses.
And was there one that was more prominent than the others?
Clairsentience.
Right.
Always, and actually clear cognizance, which I've developed a lot, but I always kind of knew stuff and didn't know how I knew.
Yeah.
But I didn't realise that was a thing.
Right.
And then once I learnt about that, I was like, I actually use that all the time. But clairsentience, like just feeling what's going on in my, like I knew I could sense him and I couldn't see him. So it was like I knew there was something going on, but I didn't know quite what it was. I just knew he was a he.
Yeah.
And he wasn't mean or he wasn't there to be harmful. It was,
you just felt his presence.
Yeah. And just scary because I think, well, who are you? Why are you here?
Do you hear voices?
Sometimes, yeah. And sometimes I will hear it in my physical ears.
Yeah.
I generally hear my name get called out.
Okay.
A lot, especially in that when you're just waking up. Lynne, Lynne, Lynne. It's like, what?
That's so interesting you say that because, my dreams are so vivid right before I wake up. And they're usually, and it's almost like, is that a message for someone? Like I've often sent someone a message and gone, hey, just be careful driving today.
Yeah.
Or, if you're going up the mountain or, Yeah, I don't know why I need, I just had a dream.
It's because when we're just about to go to sleep and just about to wake up, we're in that kind of twilight zone
Yeah.
where you're so open because we're 3D and we're busy in our physical worlds and we're running around and doing 3D stuff. When we're going to sleep and just waking up, we're in the
In between.
I call it the twilight zone, but it's very easy for spirits to communicate with us at that time. So that's why if you're busy through the day, they will try and communicate with you, or your psychic stuff will come through at the time, especially if you need to, like you say, pass on a message. But that's the best time. Let's do it then.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
That's interesting. Cool.
Yeah.
So you were born in the UK?
Yep.
Yeah. And when did you come to Australia?
I was 2 years old.
Yep.
When I come to Australia. Yeah.
Yep. And the whole family came?
Well, there's still half over there, and there's a huge family.
Yeah.
So half over in UK, half are here. So,
yeah. And so when you turned your gift into a business, was it because you were a paramedic and that's how we met? So which came first? Were you a paramedic first?
No, I was doing this first.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So then so you started, you're working doing it?
No, I was very interested in it, and I had, just let me think, you know what, it was almost the same time, but this came first.
Yeah. And what made you want to be a paramedic?
So interesting story. Because I had the kids.
Yeah.
So I think Adam was, probably about 15 months old.
Yeah.
And Jade was 2.5.
Yeah.
And I went to do a first aid course because I thought if anything happens to these kids and I don't know what to do, I would never forgive myself.
Yes.
So I went down, I signed up, went to this first aid course, and it was run by 2 paramedics.
Mm-hmm.
And I went, oh my God.
Just went off.
Yeah. So they were talking about their stuff, Kylie and Andrew, thank you so much. And as they were talking, they were giving examples of, cases they've been to and stuff that happened. It felt like I'd been hit with a brick.
Wow.
It was like, I'm going to be like them when I grow up. That's what I'm going to do. And at that time, I was working in an office, not overly happy. I didn't have my year 12. And so I asked, the ambulance service, what do I need to do? And they said, we need to do year 12. And so I went and did that at night school. Now, because I was in ACT when I started, they only hire once a year or once every 2 years or so. And they just hired some. So I thought, well, I've got a year.
Yeah.
So I got my year 12, and then they said, no, we're not doing anything this year either. So I went and did home help. So I started getting my patient's care skills today. But it was awesome. Yeah, so that's.
And you were in AMBO for 17 years?
17 years,
yeah. You're an amazing clinician.
Thank you.
Yeah. So then what made you decide to give up the AMBOs and I'm going to focus on this full time?
So while I was in AMBO, I was always doing this on the sly. Let's say on the sly, because when I first started doing it, in early 2000, it wasn't a thing. People are quite open now. It wasn't accepted at all. Yeah. And if you mentioned anything woo-woo, people would sort of look down on you. I even remember saying once there was a show on TV, we walked back into the station and oh wow, a show on, someone was talking to spirits. And the partner I was with at the time, who I was working with, said, oh, what a load of crap and how dare they, they're all charlatans, rah, rah, rah. And I'm like, yikes, shrunk back down. So
I was just going to ask you how that would make you feel.
Yeah.
Negativity and...
So I never mentioned it. And it was hard because I had a lot of experiences while I was an AMBO. I could tell me about some. Well, one of the ones that it's kind of sad in the respect we got called to a young guy. He was about 17 and he had committed suicide. He had done it he used helium, a Hudson mask. He taped it on. So he's displaced the oxygen. It's a strange way to do it. So anyway, when we got there, he was well and truly deceased. He'd probably died sometime during the night. He was quite cold and rigor had set in. So we didn't start working on him. We had all our gear with us and we kind of put it down, checked him, did all our checks that we do, and then we called the police to come and take over the scene. So we did that, and then we went to talk to his parents, and all of a sudden he's literally standing in front of me, jumping up and down and saying, "Tell my parents I'm sorry. Tell my parents I'm sorry. Oh, they're so upset. I didn't mean to do this." And I'm like, I was a student. I was in uniform, and I'm not in my head. I'm going, I could get sacked for this. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it killed me because I really wanted to help him.
Yeah.
But I couldn't. And I said, "Look, I'm really, really sorry, but I can't." He goes, "No, you've got to help. You've got to help me." And he was literally in my face. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, what do I do? So I got a little bit overwhelmed. So I grabbed the gear and I said to my partner, "I'm just going to take this out to the car." Anyway, he followed me out to the car. He's down the stairs, "Please, please," in front of me, "Please, you've got to tell me, you've got to tell them, sorry, that I didn't mean it and I'm really sorry." I was trying to prove a point, and I can't believe how upset they are. And he was devastated, absolutely devastated. And I just kept saying, "Look, you can get them to come and see me out of uniform. I'm more than happy to help you." I said, "But I absolutely cannot do it while I'm in uniform." And then I got scared. I thought, what if he comes home with me? What do I do then? I was
So was this conversation like
in my head.
in your head?
I could hear him in my head.
Yeah.
And I could hear his voice in my head.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like I see him, and I could see him standing in front of me. And it was like, it was very, I'm like, whoa, what is going on here?
Yeah.
So I went out to the car and I said, "Please don't come home with me." And he didn't want to. He just wanted me to talk to his parents.
Yeah.
So that was very sad and difficult. But then on the flip side, I went to a 50-year-old guy who had an AMI, a heart attack, dropped dead in the lounge room. We worked on him for probably about half an hour, and he was pronounced dead on the scene. And anyway, his wife come in and was absolutely distraught and said, "I didn't get to tell him everything that I wanted to tell him." Like, she was so upset. And I could feel him standing at my left shoulder. And he said, "Right, I'm talking to you. Tell her I can still hear her." And I thought, do you know what? The ears are the last thing to go.
Yeah.
So I said to her, "Look, he can still hear you. That's the last thing to go, is the hearing." I said, "So tell him everything."
Yeah.
My gosh, she poured her heart out. It was so beautiful to be a part of it.
Yeah.
And at the end of it, she got up and said, "Thank you." And he said, "Thank you." And I thought, so that was a really,
You got that closure.
yeah, and such a contrast to the other who I couldn't help. I thought, well, I actually can say that because that's a thing.
Going back to that 17-year-old, did you ever have any closure?
No.
Difficult.
Yeah, it was difficult. Yeah. Yeah. And, I've turned up to examples, someone hanging and they're trying to get back into their body.
Right.
And they're, "I didn't mean to do it. I didn't mean to do it, mate. Can you help me? I just need to get back in." I'll go, "Really sorry, the cord's cut. That's it. I'm really sorry." And, it's hard. But
So psychologically, how did you cope with that? Because I know that, a lot of ambos, we carry baggage.
yes.
Yeah, but was it like easier for you because you could communicate?
I think so, because you're not just seeing the physical, you're seeing, more of what's actually going on, because you can see, well, okay, the spirit's left and, they can communicate with you. Some of them don't, some of them aren't.
Yeah.
Don't have a bar of it. Sometimes the light's there straight away and they go. Sometimes they stay around. And so I think it helped. Even when I was a little kid, I've never been scared of death. Death to me is like, how lucky are you, you're going home. So seeing sort of that play out a little bit, it didn't freak me out. It probably helped me, I think, more than anything.
Just talking about that whole fear of death, and that you're not scared of it.
Yeah.
Because there would be a lot of people that are.
Absolutely.
Knowing what you know and the gifts that you've got, what would you say to those people that are so fearful? And what sort of advice could you give?
So just through my experience and communicating with the ones that have, I want to say, crossed over, but there's two things that can happen when you die. And like I said, I mentioned the light. I believe that's where we're meant to go. Whatever dimension that is, that's home. That's where we're meant to be. And the other thing that we can do is get stuck here, be so caught up in the physical, think we're still physical, or communicate with the physical realm. That to me is an earthbound spirit or a ghost. That's not, it's like limbo land for that part of your soul, if you like. So for me, I've communicated with people from the light and the earthbound ones. I generally work with the earthbound ones now and help them to cross over. Yeah. But when people come back from, where we're supposed to go, they feel good. They look good. They're happy. They see the bigger picture of life. They're, when we talk about heaven and hell, it's almost like being in a physical body. That's the hell part, because we're so separated from who we really are.
I was going to ask you that. Do you believe that there is a heaven and a hell?
I believe where we go, I call it home. You can call it heaven or whatever you like. But I believe that's peaceful, loving, joyful. It's not negative at all. Yeah. It's a beautiful space to be in. Yeah. And I also believe we don't sit up there on a cloud playing harp. I still feel, we work and we connect with people and we do different things and we're learning and growing. We're just in a different space. We just don't have a physical body. Regarding hell, I think people can create a hell type experience. So
here on earth.
Yeah, but also when you die.
Okay.
So say you've been a not nice person or you've done things and you feel bad about it or you think you're going to be punished. It's kind of like a place that they can go to where, say they've hurt people, they'll go to a place where it's a hell type of place. But the only person that punishes you is you.
Yeah.
You create these places. You are the one that sets that scene. It's
and the shame and the,
exactly because you don't have that on the other side.
Wow.
There's no need for it.
Yeah.
And I have to say the light's there for everyone. It doesn't matter what you've done on the physical, because this is kind of like being in kindergarten. You're not going to punish a little kindergarten kid for biting another kid. It's just I'm learning, I'm growing, and this is what I do. Murder, rape, all those heinous things, you still get to go to the light. It's up to you how you deal with that.
Okay.
And so you can go to that purgatory place if you feel like I'm not worthy of going there.
Right.
Or you can go to the light and you can get a healing. It's like, okay, why? But the other thing is, don't forget we're spirits having a physical experience.
Yes.
Doesn't matter what happens to the body. Yes, we should be kind and respectful and everything. Don't get me wrong. It's not a free-for-all craziness. But how much do we get from those experiences? You can't be mean on the other side, if you like. So what's it like to be mean? What's it like to be the victim? What's it like to be the perpetrator? To the soul, it's all an experience.
And are you learning from it? If you're not learning from it, you'll experience it again and again.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I read something the other day. Is it true that we have 7 minutes at the end of our life when we are dying? We have this flashback, like a movie thing of 7 minutes. Is that right?
I'm not sure,
or something like that. Where we get to see all snippets of our life, where we've
like a life review.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe because you can be earthbound ghost or you can go to the light. I believe if you're earthbound ghost, I don't think you have a life review because you're still stuck. You're in limbo. I think if you cross over into the light, you get to have a look at that was my life, that's what I did. But I also feel that when you're going through that, you'll see what you've done to people, but then it'll flip and you'll feel what that was like to have that done to you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. How do we learn?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yes, definitely a life review.
Yeah. So the services that you have at the moment.
Yep.
You do readings,
energy healings.
Yeah.
Past life regressions, house clearing.
So do you want to talk a bit about each one?
Yeah. So when I'm doing readings, I call them energy readings. I don't do fortune telling. I don't sit here and say, this is going to happen to you and, watch out for that, blah, 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 blah. I read the energy that's around you at the moment and I ask what's the best case scenario for you, and what's the information I can give you that's going to get you on the best, like, plan A in your life. And then I just get information come through for you. It's not like, I mean, I call it an energy reading, but it's definitely not fortune telling.
And the tarot cards that are turned over and stuff are from the person's energy?
Yeah. So I shuffle them myself. When I'm shuffling them, I'm asking, so I'm doing a reading for you. It's like, please help me to help die. High skill, grace, purpose. What information can you bring through to help die? And then I'll flip. I feel like I need to stop. And then I feel like, okay, this is how many cards I need. And then I look at it, and it just kind of gives me a base of where you're at and what's happening. And so I'll read the card out to you. But then, okay, I tune into my spirit team. I've got a few peeps that work with me. And then the information comes through. And I will see it, feel it, hear it, know it, smell it, taste it. Whatever comes through, it's none of my business, it's yours. Yeah. So I will give you what comes through.
And after a reading, are you physically exhausted?
No.
Really?
No, because it's not my energy. I'm not giving you my energy. The energy is running through me. So I actually feel really good.
Okay.
It's kind of like I've been
like it energizes you.
Yeah. It's so cool.
And so then you do healings as well?
Yeah. So the healing, sometimes I will combine a reading healing. So I'll be sitting in front of you and I'll do the cards, we'll be chatting, and then I'll get the information, like there's some energy stuff around the heart or soul, whatever.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'll start working on myself with crystals, etc. But I'm actually proxy for your energy. So I actually do that quite a lot.
Yeah.
If you come for a healing and it's a healing and you come on the table, I have a whole process that I do where I start with, it's called chelation. So it just basically blasts a lot of cobwebs out of your system. Then I'll go through each chakra, but then I'll look at, where's the energy stuck? Where are the blockages? What do I need to shift and move? I will look at energy, entities, and earthbound spirits. If you have anything attached into your system, I will shift and move it during the session. So that can be cool. And then I finish off with a tuning fork.
Yeah. So energies, entities, and
earthbound spirits.
Yeah. How do we know if we've got one of those attached to us? Or
because you probably feel like crap. So the first thing, energies is like, say you've had a fight with someone and you've been angry. What you do is you release a ball of anger, and it comes out and it can float up and sit around a house, around anything. Sometimes it gets stuck in your system. Sometimes anger will come out, come back in, and it can sit blocked in your system. If you've had a trauma, you can have the trauma of that sitting in your muscles, your organ, your bones, your system somewhere. So energies are all around us. Sometimes you walk into a place and you go, oh, this feels really nice. Or you walk in and go,
yeah,
get out of here.
Oh, that happens all the time.
Yeah. Trust that. That's your clairsentience.
Yeah.
Saying, don't like the energy.
Yeah.
And that's when you need to put your protection on. So that it's good. I think clairsentience is a good protection one, because you walk into a space or you connect with a new person and go, whoa, no.
Yeah.
But then you can.
Yeah, and you sort of feel judgy as well. You're like, oh, there's something about you I just don't like.
Can't put my finger on it.
But you don't want to go there and you don't want to get close and let them in.
Exactly.
Space. Yeah.
And notice how when you get that and you trust it, so you go, oh yeah, okay, but I'm going to keep you at arm's length.
Yeah.
You're okay. If you go, but they're being so nice and they're really friendly and I'm being such a bitch.
Yeah.
And you let them into your inner circle, they're the ones that stab you in the back.
Yeah.
May not be straight away. It may be down the line.
Yeah.
But your first instincts, the first impressions you get is the psychic stuff.
Yeah.
And that's your core essence, your soul, your higher self, whatever you want to call it. That's it talking to you and saying, whoa.
Yeah. It's interesting, going back to paramedics.
Yeah.
And when I was, I think I was a student. So I was like third-year student, so nearly qualified. And I always had this habit of running on my treadmill before any shift.
Yeah.
And I was running on the treadmill this day, and it was like 11 in the day. I was due to start Arvo shift.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I just had this vision and felt sick in the stomach. And it was of a dark-haired guy to two blonde little kids, and they're in the backseat of the car, all dead. He'd gassed them. And I just went, why am I thinking like that? And I just, tried to shake it off. Went to work and was chatting to one of the nurses at the hospital, and it just sort of came up in conversation. She's like, ugh. And it was like 3:00 that afternoon. I was in the back of the truck with a patient and heard this job going down on the radio. And my partner, because I told him as well, and just like looked in the rear vision, I've just gone, oh my God. Got back to the station and spoke to the two girls that went to the job. And I said, just out of curiosity, was he a dark-haired guy? And there were two blonde kids and they were sitting in the back seat. Yeah. And I just went, wow.
It's a premonition.
Yeah. And so after that, I was like, I am so listening to my gut.
Yes.
So any job that I went into and I just didn't, or even before I got there, I was just like, something about this I just don't feel like it sounds pretty safe.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I just want to be really extra cautious. Maybe we'll just wait around the corner or we'll ask for the police first.
Yeah.
And always right.
Yeah.
So
that's why you have to trust.
Yeah, that was, I don't know why it happened to me, but it was almost like you need to listen to your gut.
Yeah.
And
see, that's your clairsentience for your gut instincts.
Yeah.
But it's also claircognizance
because I saw
premonition and clairvoyance.
Yeah.
So you saw it, but you knew.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you got it before it happened. So, yeah.
And it was trippy because then I went back to the hospital and saw this nurse and she had heard about it and she just, from the end of the corridor, she just goes, you are freaky. Like, what the hell? I said, I don't know, but I just, yeah.
And that's the classic, I don't know, I just
knew.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
But now you trust it.
Yeah.
Without a doubt, because you know this works. And here's the thing, all these senses, like all the psychic senses or the psychic faculties, whatever, people don't think they're psychic, but they're using these senses every day and not trusting it. But when you have an experience like that, you suddenly go, do you know what? I need to trust her. This is going to save my life.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know, when Dave died, we had an Ambo friend who died, and that like hit me like a ton of bricks. Anyway, I had a few other Ambo girlfriends and we had a few drinks at my place, and I'd not long had Ella. So I think she was about 8 months when he died. So I had the baby monitor. Now, I was not drunk by any means. We'd had a few, but, still had your thought. Went to bed, like they stayed over as well. And then I was not long in bed. And then I had this, it was like, and I got louder and louder. So my hearing was like, whoa, it's right there. And then my whole body was just heavy and I couldn't move it.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what the hell? And then on the baby monitor, I heard his voice.
Wow.
And in my head, I was going, it wasn't clear.
Yeah.
And I said in my head to him, say it louder. I can't hear you. Say it louder.
Yeah.
And, it was just a little bit more of a voice from him, but I couldn't
hear what he was
saying. And then it lasted about 30 seconds, that whole heaviness, couldn't move, that loud. And then it was like that sound just went from really loud to, it was almost like a tornado. And then I was, heaviness was lifted and I could move again. But I got out of that. Like, I wasn't scared. And I got out of that. He's okay.
I was going to say, he visited you to say,
yeah, he's okay.
I'm okay, don't worry about me. I'm good.
Even though I couldn't clearly hear what he said.
It doesn't matter, it was his voice.
Yeah.
And you knew it was him.
Yeah, totally.
And you weren't scared.
Yeah.
And that's, like I say to people, if things are happening, don't get scared. Ask the question, who is this? What's going on? How are you feeling?
Yeah.
If you feel threatened and endangered, then there's something bad going on there. Yeah. Something like that. Like, your mind could go all over the place with that, but you knew.
Yeah, totally knew.
It's okay.
That was him. And it was almost like, in my mind, I had the feeling that he's okay, but he was trying to communicate that,
Yeah.
but couldn't hear exactly what
Yeah.
he was saying.
It's just crossed over.
Yeah.
It's full on, and he had, you know, a traumatic death. So he just wanted to pop in and say, because you know, like they know who's absolutely devastated, etc. And they will try and,
Yeah.
you know.
And it sounds like I've heard a lot of stories about the electronics, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, he came through the baby monitor.
Yeah. It's easy for them.
When my mum's funeral was going on and my auntie was saying the eulogy,
Yeah.
it was through the speaker and stuff. And then all of a sudden that same sound.
Oh, interesting.
And then bang,
bang,
it went dead. And so they couldn't work it anymore. And I said to my auntie, she didn't want you to tell that story. So what is it with the technology?
It's easy for them, like electricity and water. They can use that energy to try and communicate. That's why, you know, you have the lights flicker and garage doors can open and shut, or taps turn on and off. These are the methods that they use to get through to us. But, you know, when it's rainy, stormy, there's a lot of that energy in the atmosphere. It's so easy to connect with them then. So easy.
So how would you say, you know, someone who doesn't feel like they're very in tune and stuff, what would be your advice to try and connect?
One, don't try hard. The harder you try, the harder it is, because you block it out.
Yeah.
Have fun with it.
Okay.
Be relaxed. The more you laugh, the more it raises your vibe, the easier it is to connect. So what I always say to people is take 3 breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. What that does is it just kind of realigns your energies, but it's a bit calming. You know what I mean? When you do that, you close your eyes, you take the 3 breaths, you're like, oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And then you talk to them in your head. And when you're talking to them, it's like calling them on the phone.
Yeah.
But don't forget they're busy on the other side. If they don't answer, it's not because they don't love you, it's because they're busy. Yeah.
So better social life over there.
Absolutely. So, you know, sometimes they'll come and sometimes they don't. Like I thought once my mum passed, I would have a different relationship but still be really close, and she hardly pops in at all. But, you know, it's not that she doesn't love me. It's just
she's busy. She's got things to do.
She's doing stuff, but maybe I don't need that relationship either. You know? Maybe if that was something that I just wanted when she passed, and you're saying, "No, you'll be all right, love. Yeah, you're okay."
It's funny because every time I go to my mum's grave, I know myself that it's just her, her body, you know, like bones now, but and then I always hear her in my head going, I'm not there. I keep telling you, I'm not there. I'm everywhere.
You know, my mum said that before she died. She goes, don't think I'm hanging out in no bloody cemetery, because I'm not. And I know, like, I've never felt her at the cemetery. I'm the same.
Yeah.
But I had me and my sister went to see Alison Dubois to try and contact her.
She's coming next year.
I know, right? And we were sitting up, we didn't get a reading. We were like gutted.
Yeah.
And so we left and we went to South Bank because she was up in Brisbane. And we were sitting there, you know, crying in our drinks, thinking how unfair it was. And my sister was going through quite a hard time because she got cancer and then my mum died. And so she went through her cancer journey without mum. And she said, Mum promised that she'd be with me. And she was really upset. And this night she was like gutted. She's like, Mum doesn't love me. That's not fair. And we're sitting there. It's like, you know, 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. And South Bank is all dark, right? There was people around and the pub was open that we were sitting in, obviously. But we were looking out over the water and the sandy beachy part. And I look up and at word of a lie, there's a feather, a white big feather, and it just starts floating and it goes in front of us. It's about 20 metres away and goes down and lands. And Debbie didn't even see it. And I got my, whoa! I ran over and grabbed her. I said, Mum's here. Next thing, she comes into me and she starts talking to my sister like, and you need to watch this and let down that big barrier you've got in front of your chest. That's got to go and you can't do it. And blah, 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 blah. And then I kind of come to her and Debbie's like, what to the sound?
Whoa, so tell me about that. So she came
through, she spoke through me.
So was it like on Ghost when you see Whoopi Goldberg and like jolted? And
very similar, actually, very similar, because it's like I was still there. My consciousness knew everything that was going on. But I also felt like I was standing next to my mum.
Wow.
And my mum was then talking to my sister because these things were coming through. It's like, you know, the thoughts would happen and the words were coming out. And I'm kind of like, yeah, yeah, that's what I reckon. But it was coming from me.
Wow.
And
did Debbie know that it was,
she knew at the time. She's like, whoa. Because, you know, at the time she built up this wall around her heart, and Mum was concerned, and she said that needs to come down. You need to break that wall down, and you know, and just all this other information come through at that time. That was the main thing that I remember was, wow, I didn't know she had that. So not psychic, I didn't pick that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, she really felt that she had to connect. And it was funny because we didn't get the reading from Alison, which we were hoping. But it's like, but you got it anyway. We absolutely connected with Mum that night, which was really beautiful. And Deb still has that feather.
Oh,
yeah, which is really nice.
And she's all good cancer.
Yeah, that was in 2010.
Yeah.
And yeah, so she's had her journey and she's been healthy ever since. So yeah.
That's trippy. I just think of Whoopi Goldberg. And
yeah, it was silly. Probably not as, because when they did it on the show, it was just him coming through.
Right.
But it's like I'm standing next to Mum, and it's like I know the thoughts and it's coming out of me, but it's like it's happening like I'm observing it. It's not my thoughts coming out of my mouth, if that makes sense. Yeah. It's like, oh yeah, I agree with that. Oh yeah, you know, but I'm standing here, but my body's doing the. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, but it was loving too. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't a telling off by a long shot. It was this loving energy that come through. It was just so, oh my God, it's so beautiful. So concerned and so wanting to be there and to help. And I thought that was so much more special than if she actually came through Alison. Sorry, Alison, but do you know what I mean? Because, you know, we were sitting there, it was just us, it was really private, it was, and it was the three of us. So, yeah, it was really lovely.
Jeez. And so when you do readings with people, or healings or anything, has that ever happened?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Because I can imagine that would be like a really thing for the spirit to do. So
it's huge. It takes a lot of energy.
Yeah.
And also, so say we're vibrating here and the spirit's here, we kind of have to meet in the middle. So we got to raise our vibe, they've got to lower their vibe.
Yeah.
I think when I'm working, I don't know, there's a lot of other things going on. I've connected with lots of spirits, but not like that. That's kind of the one time I've really, you know, I'll feel them around, I'll speak their words, but not that really full on, whoa, I feel like a puppet.
Yeah.
You know, you're talking through me.
Have you ever done any readings that the spirit that's come through is just really not a nice person? And
no, I'm quite protective.
Yeah, okay.
I have a team. I don't open up and do the work unless I'm connected with my team. If there's a negative spirit around, they will tell me, but they're not coming close to me.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
And I think that's why I've been able, because I do a lot of paranormal stuff and I've gone into some really holy shit places.
Yeah.
If that was going to happen, God knows what I take home all the time. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be able to help people if I'm being affected by the spirits around all the time. So I think I'll be aware, but they're not.
So you still do the paranormal stuff?
I do house clearings now, so I don't do the paranormal investigations anymore with the team.
Yeah.
That was fun. Did that for...
You went to cemeteries and stuff?
Many years. Well, we went to cemeteries, we went to old, you know, abandoned places, but we also did a lot of people's homes where they were having problems. And so the boys have come in with all their gear and equipment and et cetera, and then there's been a couple of psychics and we go, well, we're getting this, and they go, whoa, we're getting this. And
wow.
I remember one night it was really funny. We were at a guy's apartment and he kept talking about, you know, it feels like there's someone around. And I was sitting on the couch and there's a machine they've got now. I don't know what it's called, but it shows a stick figure of like all people. So if I'm talking to you on the camera, there'll be two little stick figures. And if I move like that, the stick figure does that as well. Yeah, I'm not sure what it's called. And anyway, I'm sitting on the couch and I suddenly felt this lady sit down next to me and I'm talking to her in my head, totally oblivious to all guys around me. It's like, hi, how you doing? "Oh, yeah, I'm good. I miss Nana and I've just popped in to make sure he's okay because I had to leave suddenly and blah, blah. She was just beautiful. And one of the girls goes, Lynne, are you talking to someone? And I'm like, yeah. And anyway, she, from memory, she was stuck. She hadn't actually crossed over.
Yeah.
So I started crossing her over when Lynne, what's going on? And so it was, the picture was, the stick figure was there. And then it sort of got up and walked away and disappeared. Like it just kind of zoned out. She goes, what just happened? I said, oh, I just crossed her over. And then I had to tell him, oh, so your Nana was here and she had crossed over. Because she like recently died. And from memory, I think it was her house and he was living in there. So,
Okay.
yeah, but it was amazing that she actually got it on, you know, if she filmed it or if it's still around. But it was just, I think it was just, oh my God, what is going on here?
Yeah,
because she could see me and Nana having a chat on the couch, which was it was really fun. But it was nice to have the gear and the equipment kind of
to verify
what was actually going on, because
that's cool.
you know, sometimes you doubt yourself. You think, am I really talking to Nana? Am I thinking things up or what's going on?
So how often would you doubt yourself? Do you still do that?
Not really anymore, but I did a lot in the beginning. I was like, I think I'm bonkers. What is this? Why am I feeling this? Do you know what I mean? It's just, and because I guess when I started my journey, there wasn't anyone to talk about this stuff with. I was kind of on my own.
Or anything.
Yeah, no. So I had to kind of go through it myself.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I imagine that would have been hard.
Yeah, it was difficult, and it just not hanging on to bounce off. So it's like, well, is this real or isn't it?
Yeah.
Did I see that or didn't I? Did I feel that? What is that? And I guess the big thing that I had to learn was discernment. What's me and what's other people. Really good at it now.
Yeah.
But back then it was like, I don't feel good. I'm so sad. What's wrong with me? And it's like, it's not you. I just got a spirit around me who's really sad and depressed. And it's like, that took a long time to kind of work that out.
Yeah. And so you do house clearings?
Yes. Lots.
Yeah. And you've written a book?
Yes. Sophia and the Spirit.
So is Sophia, and do any of your kids or grandkids have the gift as well?
No. So Sophia was very open when she was younger. So from about 3, when she was, you know, talking and looking in her environment and seeing what was around, she was very switched on. When she was a baby, I think all babies do this scene, and they look at you and they go, oh, you're here too. And they look at baby and you're like, what? Who's there? What? But when she was very young, she used to know when there was people around and that sort of thing. So I remember they lived with me till Sophia was 5. So she would come into my area of the house and she'd go, Nanny, spooky in my room. Come on. And she'd grab my hand. I go, oh, okay. And I go around into her and she goes, over there, you get it. And she'd point and I'd look and I'd go, oh, yeah, I can see a shadow over there in the corner. Yeah, I'm okay, darling. I get rid of it. She'd keep playing. She's so not like that anymore.
Yeah.
It's almost like she shut it down.
Did you talk to her about it?
Yeah. She's very aware, but she said, I just don't feel it anymore now. So it's like, okay, Mom. Yeah, it's fair enough.
She may be more open to it when she gets old.
I think she will.
11 now?
She's 11. Yeah. So I think she's just going through the hormonal, what the hell. And sometimes, you know, that will kick it off.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think she's definitely a watch this space.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you wrote the book, Sophia and the Spirit.
Yes.
And tell us a bit about it.
So I wrote the book and I did the illustrations because I was doing art at the time. So I thought that'll be a fun thing to do.
Cool.
But I was doing house clearings and I was quite frustrated with the lack of information that I could give to parents who had psychic children, who, like 9 times out of 10, I will get called to a house because the kids are saying, Mummy, there's a man in my room. I'm scared. And the parents are like, I can't see them. But, I mean, the parents have been great and you know, calling me in kind of a last resort.
Yeah.
But for them, there's no information out there. It's like, what do I tell my children? How do I deal with this? So I decided to write the book, and it's about Sophia, a normal little girl goes to school, everything's normal, this is where we live, this is what we do. But then in it, I talk about deceased loved ones, which is like family members or friends, etc., who have died and have crossed over, and they come back to visit. So she used to see my mum a lot, and my sister lost her husband, Pete. He was only 49, and she used to see him a lot. I remember going up there once, and she was playing with the other kids in the lounge room, and she was about 4, maybe, or 3 or 4. And she was sitting there, she was looking at the stairs and looking at the stairs, and me and Deb were over in the kitchen. She come over and she goes, "Nana, Pete." I was thinking, what? Oh, because she was 18 months when Pete died. So I picked her up and I walked over and she starts laughing. I thought straight, I could feel him.
Yeah.
And I knew it was him because he was dancing and poking his tongue out and doing the thing, and she was laughing and caring. But none of the other kids could see, but she just stopped playing and she went, "Pete."
Wow.
So it's nice when the deceased loved ones come back. So I've got that in the book to explain, you know, there's good and bad spirits.
Yeah.
Then there's earthbound spirits. So they used to live up on Springbrook Mountain, and there was a motorbike accident one day. The guy was deceased, you know, with the blanket, him on the side of the road, and they went past. Obviously, you have to slow right down to get past the scene. And that night, he ended up in her room. She started crying, "Mummy, there's a man over there." And when Jade rang me, she said, "I can't get her to sleep. She's hysterical." And I said, "Well, there's a guy with a motorbike helmet standing there." She goes, "Oh, my God." So I actually put that in the book because, you know, they're around, but you want to know how to move them on. And you can create the light and you can move them on.
Yeah.
And then there's entities. She had problems with seeing shadow beings, and she used to call them scary monsters.
Yeah.
And they're real, you know, which is a shame in Western society. We're taught, oh, none of this is real.
No monsters under your bed.
Yeah.
But
sometimes there is.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. And it's good to know, well, that's a different process. And I've got some of the processes in the book. You call in Archangel Michael and, you know, he will help you and he'll protect you. And then at the end of the book, I talk about how to protect yourself with bubbles and your animal totems, your animal spirits that can come in, and your guides and that who come in and how they might look and that sort of thing. So imaginary friends, you know, how many kids have imaginary friends and everyone's like, oh, yeah, it's like they're real. They can be very real. Yeah. And they can be good or bad. And you know, it's about that discernment again. They feel right, they're okay. If they're not, well, we need to get rid of them. That's great. So I like that when I do house clearings now. And you might need this. But it helps the parents as well.
And you're working on another book?
I am, yes. And it's like the owl's version of Sophia and the Spirits.
Awesome.
So just going into more detail about what's actually out there, what it looks like, some stories, what you can do if you're having experiences, or a list of all the experiences that, you know, you can feel have happened to you, and what it means and what you can sort of do about it. So it's kind of like a teaching book, but lots of stories. And
I can't wait for that one.
Yeah.
Have you got? Are you going to say the name, or is that a secret?
I keep changing it, so I don't actually know what the name is at the moment. But watch this space. Watch this space. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah. So it's a work in progress, but
cool.
There'll be lots of info in there.
Yeah. And so we're speaking about the readings and the healings and the house clearings and the book.
Yeah.
You do a lot of stuff. What else?
I do. I do past life regressions.
Yeah.
So I'm a qualified clinical hypnotherapist, so I can do, you know, we get into a light trance and we go back in time, and
oh my God,
you know, you can try to some different lives, and you know, sometimes it's curiosity, sometimes it's about, well, I've got this, you know, phobia or thing happening in this life, and I want to know why. It doesn't make sense. Like, why am I scared of water? Maybe you drowned in a past life. Things like that. Let me see. Oh, yes, shamanic stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So I can do like soul retrievals. I can another thing.
What does that mean?
Oh, so if you go through a trauma, like a really big traumatic event, sometimes your soul can fragment and pieces of your soul can like pull off. And it's the soul's way of dealing with the trauma of what's going on. Yeah. So say, you know, it could be a car accident, it could be abuse, it could be falling over and breaking your leg, a whole gamut of things, yeah?
Yeah.
So that piece will fragment, and when you do a shamanic journey, you can actually go to the places these soul fragments go to, grab those bits back and put them back in.
So talk to me about how that would work, like what you actually do with. So if I was to come and say I want a shamanic reading, or what is it? Shamanic.
It's a soul retrieval. So what you do is you get them comfortable on the bed, and then you connect with your animal totem, and then there's the three worlds, the upper, middle, and lower world in the shamanic realms.
Yeah.
And so you go to the realm that you feel guided to go to, and then you go to, there's a cave of kids is one realm, and that's if you've been a child and your soul fragments, that's probably where that fragment will be. There's an island that has like the ferryman who you have to go across on the ferry, and then you can go over there, but you have to be careful because that place is guarded. The beings that run that place want to keep those soul fragments there, so you have to kind of, with the hood and the cape and everything, and go with your animal totem. Mine's a bear, so he kind of sticks out of it and grab that soul, hide that part, and get back over. So yeah.
So would you put me into some sort of trance, or
just lie down and look at that? Yeah.
I just like sleep or something.
Yeah.
Thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Absolutely.
And what do people feel like afterwards? What if they
more whole? Because I guess if you think about it, it makes sense. You let that piece into you, and you feel
gosh,
like
there's all these things I just need to look in and see. You're like, oh, yeah, maybe that.
Wait, there's more.
Yeah.
Another thing I've been doing, which people are really interested in at the moment, I think because people are opening up and wanting to connect, is just doing a meditation for them to connect to their guides or connect to their animal totem. And so I'll just do a meditation. I'll take them to the space where they need to go, and we'll do a journey to connect with their spirit guides or their animal totems. They can see who they are. They can connect with them. And, that's nice too, because people are like, oh, now I know who my guides are. And
cool.
Yeah, so that one's fun.
So talking about, your animal totems are like a spiritual realm, I suppose, but our physical animals, our dogs and stuff, like
they're part of the family.
Yeah. So they, I know when I went to jobs, and say you went to a cardiac arrest, and like the little dogs and stuff, they just knew.
Absolutely.
They're either at the foot of the bed or they're on the bed, and just, so can you talk much about animals?
Yeah. So look, even some hospices have, I don't know if you've heard of it, the cats, and they're like death detector cats.
Yes,
I
have.
Yeah.
And they sit outside the room.
Or they sit on the bed of the next person who's ready to check out.
Well, you cat lovers.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. That'd probably freak me out a bit.
Yeah, it's like, oh, my turn. Or you'd be like, oh. Working in a hospice, I had that quite a lot, where people would wake up in the morning and go, oh, I was hoping it would be last night, and they'd be so frustrated. So if they see the cat at the end of their bed, they might be doing the happy dance.
Yeah. So with all your gifts and everything, working in a hospice, it must have been really helpful.
Busy.
And okay. Yeah.
Lots going on. We also had a nursing home across the road from where I worked.
Yeah.
And they were sometimes wondering, they died and they come across. I go, what are you doing here? Oh, well, it's a nice place, isn't it? How are you? You have to go.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, and when I started working at the hospice, they actually said, can you clear the hospice when it needs it? Because, there's a lot of emotions.
Yeah.
There's a lot of spirits. There's a lot of energy.
Yeah.
And it needs to be cleansed a lot.
So cool that your employer,
I know,
took that on and
I went from hiding who I was. Oh, you've got this as well. This is actually good. Can you do this as part of your job?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's cool.
So it was really good.
Yeah. And how long did you work there for?
5 years.
You love it?
Yeah, it was great. Very different.
Yeah.
And it's funny because, you know, as an ambo, you get to the depth when it's happening, it's sudden, it's all going down. Whereas hospice was like, oh yeah, and this is happening, and it was a nice slow journey, and it was nice to sit there and hold someone's hand and talk them through it, and feel everyone coming in and around, and it was such a difference from being on the road and getting there. Whoa, okay, and we've got to do this and this and this, and you know, that crazy energy as opposed to this nice, oh, this is pleasant.
Yeah. Well, a lot of crazy energy, isn't there?
Oh, yes. Absolutely. When I was in Canberra, part of the training obviously was to go to autopsies. And I was like, whoa, so cool. So I spoke to the professor of the morgue down there, and I was actually going to do some training to do that. I just love the dead. I know it's weird, right? But I talk to them too. So
yeah. Whereas no, I just no.
Yeah, and a lot of people are.
Yeah.
No, I actually do quite a few of the funeral parlours or funeral directors, whatever you call them now, on the coast. I cleanse them.
Oh,
cool. Yeah, it's they're all talking to each other, so it's a bit of a thing there.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So they must just pick up on the vibe.
They do pick up a lot of energy, and
and so you feel that it's being accepted.
Oh, it's so much more like when I started this 25 years ago, it was like you don't say anything and people will come to you. But now it's like people are so open. People want you to go to their home and clear their home. People want to talk about it. I tell you what, when you say what you do, everyone's got an experience that they want to tell you about. Yeah. Everyone feels this stuff.
Yeah, that's cool.
Or has an experience with it.
Yeah.
And sometimes they're really relieved to, okay, I can actually talk to someone about this. And I also, they go, you're going to think I'm crazy. And I go, probably not.
Yeah.
No, because, you know, I've seen so much, I've heard so much.
You know, nothing would surprise you.
Nothing. Yeah. It has to be pretty full on to surprise me. So, and you can just see the relief. Just someone listens and says, no, that's okay. And that really happened. And they're like, oh, I thought I was going crazy because we can't talk about it.
Yeah.
It's still not open, but it's definitely better than it was.
Yeah. So there was a stigma, like it was witchcraft or devilish or whatever. And it's just like, no, it's just because you don't know about it. Doesn't understand.
It's not real. Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh,
sure. What's the most difficult thing about being a psychic? Or is that what you call yourself? What do you call yourself?
Yeah. Or I don't know. People have a vision in their head of a little gypsy woman with a crystal ball when you say psychic. So sometimes they say mystic or something like that. But usually I just say, I just work with energy. Yeah. At the end of the day, everything's energy. So I was like, I work with energy. I'm an energy healer or whatever. So it
would be the most difficult thing.
Probably, obviously, the people I'm dealing with them probably at their worst. And when I have people come and see me, usually it's and look, all psychics work differently, but I tend to work with grief, loss, total, feeling like absolute crap. So it's when people are at their most vulnerable, and you get everything. You get everything. And sometimes it's like, whoa, how do you live with what you've been through in your life? I've had so many traumatic, awful stories, especially when people are kids and what they went through as kids. It's upsetting, but you have to try and empathise, but not sympathise and literally go there with them. You have to kind of keep yourself back a bit so that emotionally you're there for them. You're not going to go down into that pit with them, but you're there to hold their hand and you're there to pull them back out. And I think that's probably the hardest thing is some of the things that people have been through. It's gut-wrenching just to hear it. But that's where I work as a psychic. That's where I do, I think, my most good. Yeah. Whereas some psychics work on, oh, yeah, you should do this as a job. And it's very light. And sometimes I tell other psychics what I do, and they go, oh, God, no, I don't want anything to do with that. But to me, that's my realm. That's where I want to be.
It's like really peeling the layers off and
and that's, it's so funny you say that, because that's what I say. I say, there's no point ripping the Band-Aid off. Let's get straight to the core. Let's find out what's going on. Let's pull that out.
Yeah.
And then we can start a healing journey. So for me, I want to delve in as deep as I can.
So what sort of self-care do you do for yourself to...
It's funny, I don't really see healers as myself.
Yeah.
But I think I use my spray.
Yes, we have this.
It's the Australian Bushflower Essence.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ian White, for creating these beautiful essences. But I make them up myself. I've got the kit at home. I use it in between each client. I spray it on myself. I find it lifts my energy, and I walk in nature a hell of a lot. And I always tell people, if you're feeling a bit funky with your energy, go outside. It's the best thing for you.
Grounding.
Yeah, grounding, connecting, being in nature, because if you're outside with bare feet, it will take the excess energy from you. But if you're in the best place ever. The nature spirits cleanse your energy. You're walking through the trees and that, your aura feels good afterwards. It's like, I feel a bit better. So that's how I look after myself. Plus I'm very, I like to eat cleanly, and I don't drink and that sort of thing. So I do things for myself, as in,
good on you. Yeah. So in the world of Lynne, where do you see, or where would you like to see what you're doing with your stuff in, say, 5 years?
I'd like to still be doing it. I'm getting into the training side of it more, and the teaching.
Because you do have online courses.
I have online courses.
Face-to-face workshops.
Yes, absolutely. So I do a lot of that already. I'm working with the beautiful Corinna. She is a friend of mine, and she teaches kinesiology. I go down and I teach the girls. There's a spiritual day that they have, and I'm teaching them all about energy and chakras, that sort of thing. So I'm looking at getting my work certified and doing more. Teaching. I want people to know about this. This should be taught in school. I feel like we're so open from when we're born to about 7, and then we go to school and then we shut it all down. And it's like, it's part of who we are. And I just love teaching about, this. I say to everyone, there's more to the 3D.
Yeah.
We're not just physical. Open your eyes and you will see there's so much more going on, and it's exciting.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, I really loved this chat.
Yeah.
It's been great. We'll have to do some more podcasts in the future.
Sounds good. No worries.
It's been great to talk to you.
You too. Yeah. It's been a pleasure. Yeah. Thanks for having me on your beautiful podcast.
Anytime. Thank you for joining Lynne and I on today's episode of Let's Talk About It, as she shared her remarkable journey of awakening her psychic gifts. Whether you believe in the unseen or not, Lynne's story reminds us of the importance of trusting our instincts and being open to what always can't be explained. Her stories remind us that even in our darkest moments, there can be connection, meaning, and even peace. If this episode has left you with questions or sparked something in you, I'd love to hear from you. And if you'd like to connect or find out any more information about Lynne, she can be found through her socials and website, www.angelspeak.com.au. And if today's conversation has brought up anything difficult for you, please know you don't have to carry it alone. In Australia, you can call Lifeline on 13 11 14 for support. Until next time, open your mind, trust your heart, and don't be afraid to talk about it.